UFC Fight Night, Gary versus Prates takes place this weekend, and I'm going to be predicting every single fight in the card, starting off with the prelims, finishing with the main event. Let's get into it. These are the fights on the card. Take a screenshot, memorize them if you have to. I really don't mind. We're going to start off with the prelims. I'm going to start off with the prelim opener of Chelsea Chandler versus Leon Rocky Edwards. Obviously, Leon can't get a win at men's welterweight. He's now transitioned to being a female, and he's now going by the name Jocelyn Edwards. Obviously, that is a joke if you don't have a sense of humor, but I'm still going to pick Jocelyn Edwards to get this one done. She's more experienced than Chelsea Chandler. Chandler is also 6-3 in the UFC. That isn't a good look. Is she coming off a loss as well? Is she on a losing streak? We gotta double check this, quick brother. We gotta double check this. She's not even she's 6-3 total. I thought it was just in the UFC. Wow, she's 2-2 in the UFC, coming off a loss, and she missed weight. We're picking Jocelyn Edwards to get this one done by decision. Easy pick, easy lock. Let's get it. Next up, Timmy Kubala versus Roberto Romero. Roberto Romero, he is a brawler, and I think this fight, if it starts to get scrappy, which I do believe it will, I think he pulls away on this one. I think he gets two clear rounds given to him in a 29-28 competitive decision. I think he gets it. I think he gets this one done. Next up, Jacqueline Amorium versus Polian Vieira. Oh, Viana, sorry. I think Amorium gets this one done by round one submission. I mean, she's coming off back-to-back submissions already. On top of that, Viana she's coming off a loss. I mean, I don't. We're not gonna comment on that. I mean, losing record in the UFC. She fights once a year. I think this should be a pretty, I don't easy win. For Amorium over Vienna. So moving on, Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon. This is close. This is very close, and I think the Tapology picks are close anyway. I was going to check this now, but I've got a completely new tab open, so we're not going to bother. I'm going with a late TKO for Malcolm Wellmaker. I think it's going to be close round one, close round two, 1-1 going to the third. I think Wellmaker I don't think he catches him, but I think he volume punch TKO with like Simon getting dropped at the very end of it, and then the referee goes, no, too much damage, ends the fight. That's how I think this fight's going to play out. I think Wellmaker gets it done round 3 TKO. Moving on, Damon Blackshear versus, I'm getting Google Translate, Alaten Healy, I think is how you pronounce it. Alaten Healy. I don't speak. Was this? It says Singaporean on Google Translate, but I think he's from China. Well, I'm not. I'm gonna stay far away from that. I think Damon Blackshear gets this one done by submission anyway. Damon Blackshear's got a nasty submission game, and early on in this fight, I think Damon Blackshear should. I mean, Alan Heaney's probably going to want to fight a little bit more at range, which I don't think that even suits him with the reach disparity here. Damon Blackshear he's got a huge reach advantage. I think Damon Blackshear will lead the dance in this one, hurt Alan Healy and get him to the ground and probably hit him with I'm going to say Dar submission. I'm going to say Dar choke. Go into sprawl position. Damon Blackshear locks himself into a Nike's Islam Makhachev-esque Dars and submits Alan Healy round number 2. That's my prediction for this fight. Next up, Chris Gertes versus John Castana. Chris Gertes is incapable of causing damage, but he is a very talented striker. So we're going to go with a very boring 30-27 clear Chris Gertes win against Josh Castana. I mean, it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be there's gonna be no damage output from Chris Gertes. He's gonna low kick him at range. He's gonna jab. It's gonna be a Leon Edwards performance from Chris Gertes, but I think he's gonna get it done. I think he's gonna get it done by decision. 30-27. Moving on. Elder versus Young. Well, I think. Sorry, Evan Elder versus Gerd Young. If you didn't like my joke, then this is not the channel for you. I don't think Young's going to beat him on this short of notice. Obviously, he's coming in for like a week's notice because Elder's original opponent decided he prefers kids and gets arrested. No comment, I guess. I mean, I'm going to pick... Oh, no, not Chris Gertes. I'm going to pick Elder to get this one done by decision because I don't think Young, on this short of a notice, can get this one done. Elder's too good of an opponent for Young to deal with. Plus, I think Young's coming off a loss on the Contender Series anyway. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's also unfortunate that Elder's original opponent decides that he wants to just, break the law and has a certain attraction to minors. To put it quite bluntly, I'm going to dance around the topic a little bit, but it's we'll swiftly move on. I think Elder's going to get this one done by decision. I'm going to swap back to this slide because the other one just doesn't have the updated names for some reason. So I guess I've cocked up there. Moving on, Matt Chanel versus Jimmy Flick. Matt Chanel is the most chinnable flyweight I think I've ever seen in my entire life. You should not be getting finished that easily at a flyweight. That being said, Jimmy Flick is shit. So I'm gonna go over Matt Chanel round 2 TKO via ground and pound. I don't rate Jimmy Flick. He's got a good submission game, to be fair to him. And if he's gonna win this fight, it's gonna be via submission. Or to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if he chins him. Matt Chanel he does not have the chin for it. I think Matt Chanel gets this one done though. I think he might hurt him on the feet. Fight gets to the ground a little bit, and he kind of just tees off and gets a TKO. Yeah, this is not I'm gonna just gloss over this fight a little bit. Moving on, main card. Yeah, starting off with the main card opener, Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. I think Ikram Aliskerov's too good, man. People forget, man. He is a nasty striker. He made out of mahogany. What's some of these guys' wins? Is he still coming off a loss to Whittaker? He is. Yeah, he is a nasty striker. Very good finishes. All the hours though. Yeah, no, I think he clears through Munoz. I think he does it in round number 1. I mean, obviously he did lose to Whittaker, but I was on like 2 days' notice because Chimaev is has no immune system apparently. But I think he gets through Munoz pretty easily, pretty convincingly. Moving on, Randy Brown versus Nicholas Dalby. Randy Brown should beat Dalby. Close fight with Brian Battle. I thought Brian Battle won. Maybe I'm the only person that thinks Brian Battle won, except for the judges. But I thought Brian Battle did. His knees in the clinch were too much for Randy Brown. So I'm saying Brian Battle won that fight. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that I picked Brian Battle to win, by the way, even though I did. I still think he won that fight, and I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to die on this hill that Brian Battle won that fight. But I'm going to pick Randy Brown to win by decision over Nicholas Dalby. I think Randy Brown's just too good, in my opinion. So, yeah. Moving on. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. I mean, it already says that I think Abus is going to win on the screen. It says win by decision. Mikel Pereira, if he doesn't finish him within the first round, I think Abus clearly wins this fight. I mean, Mikel Pereira, last time he fought, had a round and an exchange of cardio. So, with that being said, I think it should be an easy win for Abus Magomedov if Pereira does not dispatch him within the first round. So I think once we get past round number 1, we get into round 2 and round 3. Clear Abus Magomedov 29-28 with Pereira winning the first round. I think that's how this fight's going to play out. Just my opinion. Moving on, Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. I don't know why Onama's getting this jump up in quality. Obviously, Giga Chikadze is looking like prime Megamind in this photo. I mean, tell me he isn't. Like, in terms of, it might just be the way that he's looking down that makes his head look so, like, round and spherical. But I'm going to pick Giga Chikadze to get this one done by decision. Chikadze's just a better striker, and it's not like he's chinnable either. So I'm gonna pick Giga Chikadze holy stutter to get. I'm gonna pick Giga Chikadze to get this one done by decision. It's a decision either way. It's either decision Onama or decision Giga Chikadze. I think Giga gets this one done. Yeah, I'm gonna lock in a Giga Chikadze decision. 29-28. We love those scorecards. Moving on. This is probably the easiest pick of the night. I will be real here. Anthony Smith's retirement fight versus Zhang Mingyang. Anthony Smith's going to get chinned in round number 1. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't rate Anthony Smith. It is his last fight. But Anthony Smith got absolutely brutalized by Dominic Reyes in the last fight. Now, obviously, his coach died. He was a little bit upset. Fair enough. But Zhang Mingyang's he's gonna. I don't want to say he's gonna kill him because it's a little bit far, isn't it? A little bit far fetched. I think Ming Yang's he's gonna brutalize him, and I think it's gonna be first 3 minute KO. And if he doesn't do it in the first round, Zhang Mingyang should be ashamed of himself for not being able to TKO Anthony Smith. So that's my opinion on this fight. Moving on, Ian Gary versus Carlos Prates. I broke this fight down 2 days ago and put out the full video. If Carlos Prates doesn't chin him within the first 3 rounds, I think Ian Gary will be taking this and probably just taking it to a decision and win a decision. But that being said, Carlos Prates, Ian Gary's very open on the feet. Let's just start with that. Ian Gary doesn't have the reach, has a 3.5-inch reach disadvantage, tries to leg kick at elbow range for some reason. Like he throws his leg kicks, chin up in the air, while in punching range. So I think he gets chinned by Carlos Prates. I'm going to say a left hand puts him out cold. Is Prates a southpaw? I think he is. If Prates is southpaw, it's going to be left hand. If he's an orthodox and it's a right hand. Welterweight, the Nightmare. Does it not say what stance he fights in? L Tapology, for not telling me what stance. I'm pretty sure the official UFC website tells me what stance he fights in. Events. Prates versus Gary. Prates is a... Does this not even tell me either? Oh, well, that sucks. Okay, I think he's a southpaw. I'm gonna have to go with my gut on this one. I'm gonna say left hand lands on the chin, flush on Ian Gary's chin, puts him out cold. He gets slumped on the floor. Bryce Mitchell style starts seizing up. I don't know. Ian Gary's got a decent chin. It's probably more going to be a round 2 ground and pound TKO, with Ian Gary getting dropped once or twice in this fight. Ian Gary's going to get dropped in this fight. That is a lock. I think Ian Gary gets dropped once inside the first round, dropped in the second round, and then Prates springs on him with maybe like a jumping knee when Gary tries to get back into his feet and just gets put out cold. That's what I think is going to happen. Round 2 KO for Carlos Prates. And that is the card. Let me know what you think of my predictions in the comments below. Let me know who you have winning the main event in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.